Hello everybody, welcome back. Today's project is the 1600 Industrial. If you remember from back in the spring, I went around and pushed some brush with it. Bleep, 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 bleep. And this cylinder, especially where this line goes in there, was leaking profusely. So I just chained it up because otherwise it's just going to keep squirting oil out. And thought about rebuilding it. I know this rod's got a couple of scuffs on it. That tube is bent. And so I did some looking online years ago when I first had this. The, that'd be the dipper stick cylinder. That one was like leaking profusely, and I tried tearing it apart, and someone had been in there before and really messed things up. Took it to a place, they finally got it apart. And they wanted $2,000 because they're gonna have to build me a whole new cylinder. I said, no. And shoot, it was a couple $100 just to have them get the old one apart. Found this place online, Dalton Hydraulics down in Tennessee. Found a cylinder that had the right pins, and they've got tons of them on hand. They'll even make custom ones. Very good prices. This is not a paid endorsement. I just been really happy with them. Bought that, stuck it in there, and away I went. She's worked great for all these years, so I did some measuring, pin size, retracted length, extended length, stuff like that. And by golly, it's wrapped in plastic at the moment, but they have a cylinder that looks like it's gonna do the job. So I guess the first thing is to get the old one out. And the main reason I want to fix this is my underground water line that comes out here to my shop developed a leak, and it was getting quite bad. So I've turned the water off out here so my pump ain't running all the time. And I'm quite fond of having water in my shop, washing my hands and even the bathroom and that kind of stuff. So I want to get that dug up before the ground gets froze. I mean, it's the end of December and things are all mud. So get this baby fixed, swap that cylinder out, go dig a hole, and that'll probably be another video. But let's get going on this. Well, I thought about hydraulically lifting it up, which is going to make a mess. I thought I've got tools for such things. Tools that might even fit where I want them to go. There we go. Now, normally I would have power washed this, but once again, I don't have water out here. I could have turned the water on long enough to do that, but oh well. So let's see, I'll get this cotter pin out of here. Hopefully this is aiming at it. And then it's just a matter of driving that pin out. It is my sincerest hope that all this leaky, oily has got things, somewhat not rusty, and that this will come apart without too much grief. But no guarantees. Oh, I see I need a hammer. Yeah, the pin turned. That's good. That ain't working so well. There. Yeah, I can replace it. That should work. Come on. There we go. there we be. Looks like the hoses will be fairly easy to unhook. This one's got O-rings adapted to swivels, flare swivels, and I do believe, see, I pull this pin, which does nothing because it's broke off. There's a pin in there and it's greasy. I do believe if we drive here, it should drive it out that way. One way to find out. Wow, sometimes you get lucky. I guess it helps if your grease stuff too, and everything's leaking. Don't need to lose that, baby. Oh, not quite all the way out. There. Whoa, look at that. Hey, I'm not getting a lot of extra hose here, but that don't matter. Them holes were looking pretty rough anyways. I'll make new ones up. So I gotta get some wrenches and I'll put some, oh, someone been in here before. Maybe it was me. Green zip tie on one of them. Probably to mark which one was which so they worked the right direction. Not a bad idea. Ah, let go, yeah, monkey. There it goes. There it goes. Well, it broke free from the O-ring. Sort of. No, I don't know. The important thing is, it broke free. I even got myself a catch basin under there. I'm pretty much doing myself somehow or another because maybe it'll drop on my toes. There's one. Hey, look, no oil in it. Imagine that. See how that cylinder leaks so much? The whole machine leaks so much. I buy only the cheapest hydraulic oil to put in this as a rule because, well, it's slowly but surely getting better, but it does mark its territory a little bit. There we go. Ouch. Oops. Whee! See? Thought I was ahead of the game. Oops. Then I did that. If you're wondering what that is, I pushed or put it on the rod end and the weight of the cylinder pushed oil out. Yeah, some of it went in the pail, but most of it did not. All right. Well, I'm going to get the new one in. And then I can kind of figure out hoses a little better once it's in place. Let's see, this was gonna be pretty close. Nope. Yeah, I wondered. Their measurement on this cross tube was just a little bit wider than what I was measuring here. So, let's turn it this way. That'll fit in. So I just need to grind a little off the end of the cross tube. That's all. Oh, let's get a measurement here. Oh, she needs a little more off. goes over most of the way. A little tight right in there. But it's going. I guess there's one way to find out. Might give her just a little more polish. Oh. Little more. So close. I guess a little more. What do you think? This time's gonna be the charm. You'd think I was taking nothing off from there. There it goes. It's close. Really close. Come on, baby. Do I tap it in? What did I do with the tapper? There it is. Then can I get it back out if it doesn't go all the way? These are the questions. I better grind a little more. It's close, but won't take much more. Okay, you know, 4th or 5th time or whatever this is of the charm. Why won't you go in? It's missing the barrel. All right, wacky thingy. Where'd you go? I wonder if that edge is curled up just a little bit. Oh, no, that's just junk. Thought there was a weld bead there. There's some crud. Guess maybe I just need to scrape. I don't feel anything now. All right, let's try her again. What am I hitting? It's all good. So why won't you go? Guessing she's just a little tweaked. Narrows up in the back there. Let's get it down where it should be. So close. Now I guess I'll taper in the ends a little bit. So I'm guessing, like I say, this is a little spread more out here than it is in there somehow or another. And so they're getting tight. Not getting quite to the barrel yet, so that ain't what's holding it up. Hey, that made the difference. That must have been it. Just a little tweaked in the back there. Aren't we all? Alrighty. I want a 45 on that fitting. I'm sorry, no, I think a 90. So by the time it gets up there, it's gonna be close. I might hook it up to the outrigger so I can tell for sure. Sounds like a good idea. Well, I think we can live with that one. Boy, that's gonna be tight, but I think it'll work. Definitely gonna have to be a 90 degree on there. The cylinder is snug, but it fits in the opening. So, I guess I'll find a 90 to put in there and see how it looks. And then it's just a matter of making hoses. I'll put a 90 on this one as well. Let's see. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, she goes down easy enough. Good thing I had a cherry picker on it still. Let's get that one out. Half-inch pipe thread. I'll see if I can 90 to something 3/8. That should be good enough for this. It was before. A 90-degree street elbow. Clear is just fine. So I guess I could go that way. I'm gonna go see what hydraulic fittings I got I can put on hoses. That'll keep it a little more compact, fewer fittings to break, leak. You know, that stuff. Whoa. Yeah, looks like that'd work. That's not screwed in all the way tight either, so. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? All right. That will replace the short one. And I need one that's 17 inches longer than that. All right, here's how this is gonna work. This end, inverted flare, which is already on the hydraulic valve. And then I got a 90 degree that only went to, I didn't have a 1/2 inch one, but I did have 3/8, but it's also a swivel. So that'll give this hose some ability to flex. That's why I put this one on the short end. I only had one of these. And then a 1/2 inch to 3/8 pipe adapter to go into the cylinder. I think that should clear all right. We'll find out. On the longer one, once again, inverted flare, 3/8 on the inner end, which is what it was. And on this end, a 90 degree inverted flare. So this hose is going to be identical on each end. And then I'll have this to screw into the cylinder. And that should work. It shouldn't stick up too bad. Be nice if I had this. I guess I could always order something, but this will get me going. I guess I better build up some air pressure so I can crimp these hoses. Okay, if I marked it correctly last time, I got a green zip tie on that port, and on the old cylinder, that was the base end. So this should be right. I've got my adapter bushing in, and now I can get this baby in. Get a little more light over here. I haven't tightened the other end down yet. Wanted to get this started yet first. Definitely glad that has a swivel on it. So let's get this adapter bushing in. Then we'll lift her up with a cherry picker again, just to make sure it's gonna clear. That's one. Two ones. Ready? Yeah, get down in there. That gives me more clearance. Clearance. All right. Let's run her up the flagpole. Let's see if anybody salutes. I think we're gonna be good. Yep. It's gonna miss. It's got a good half inch at most times. All it's gotta do is miss. We'll take her up all the way just to be sure. Definitely gonna miss. That's always nice. Now the next thing is making sure, I guess while I got it up, I'll get this end in there to make sure it's gonna miss the corner of the cab here. That one's gonna be close. Granted, it's got to screw down a little bit. Cylinder's only out just a skosh. It'll probably be all right. Well, that's the worst that can happen. Let's try that. All right. It's close. Boy, if I didn't have to go with this adapter, but yeah, that's gonna, cylinder ain't 100% retracted. That's gonna hit. There's a piece of angle iron behind there, so it's not like I can just dent the cab back. Well, I looked in my drawer of miscellaneous. That'll pull that down some, but will it be enough? And then I would do, I've got this 1/2 inch to 3/8 adapter, so it would be like that. Partially, it'd be like that. Just kind of depends on how far it threads down in. I guess there's one way to find out. But that would gain us a bit if it threads down in about that far. I could always run a tap down stuff to open up the pipe threads a little more. Sounds dangerous. This bushing adapter is standing pretty tall. That ain't helping. All right, let's see how close that gets. I may have to replace it with a 1/2 inch hose. I think I've got some of those with 90-degree fittings on the edge, which would close it in a lot tighter. I guess I can keep the other 3/8 hose for some other future project. Bang, hit. And there's still bare rod showing. That is not gonna work. Crud. Yeah, there's nothing special about this hose. I can't use it on something else, so it's not a waste. That is probably the next smartest thing to do. It also eliminates a joint. All right, let me go see if I can make a hose. Well, the more I think about it, it's not like I'm gonna restore this. I hate cobbling stuff, but I could burn that corner out. Yeah, there's a fair amount of steel right there too. It does connect other stuff, kind of structural there in that corner. All right, I'll try the hose route. Well, here's the scoop. I do not have any other fittings that's gonna work there. So we're gonna throw caution to the wind, put this baby on, and just try to be careful about lifting it too high. And I will see about getting a 3/8 to 1/2 inch hose end that I can crimp on. That should get it down a little bit lower and hopefully clear it. Well, it looks better. Time for the moment of truth. All right, back should be up. Yay, at least that much is right. Doesn't appear to be oil pouring out. So far, so good. Come on, come on. Oh, that might just work. Look at that. I guess that was slopping stuff with a cherry picker picking it up. It is just missing. I can live with that. See if I can scuff up my concrete. Lift them wheel off them ground. Yeah. And wow, you probably can't see it. There is no oil squirting all over. I think we have a success. I'll leave this out so I can grease those pins. Put a cotter pin in there and maybe zip tie there. I think she's done. I better shut it off before it tries to kill me. Well, I think we have a successful cylinder transplant. Could have rebuilt the old one. I think it uses those old V packings, which could be fun to find. Like I say, it had a scuff on the rod from someone getting too close to the bucket. That tube was bent and that was leaking, and I just felt like this was probably the smarter way to go. It's definitely probably the easier way to go. Price wasn't too bad, a little over 500 bucks delivered, 450 plus the shipping. So I guess now we just need to go dig a hole and see if we can fix my water. As always, I appreciate everybody watching, and I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you in the next one.